Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Howdy, folks, and welcome to Tweetsie Railroad. We got a lot of fun things for you to do here today, so let's get started with the Wild West train ride, being as you're already here. You're sitting behind a real cold burning steam locomotive, so you might just get a painful cinder in your eye. The good folks at the first aid station will be happy to help get it out for you. Pulling our train today is locomotive number 190, the Yukon Queen, built in 1943 by the Baldwin Locomotive Works in Philadelphia for the U.S. Army. She served in Alaska during World War II and was brought to Tweetsie Railroad in 1960 to serve alongside locomotive number 12, the original Tweetsie engine. From 1918 to 1940, number 12 ran on the East Tennessee and Western North Carolina Railroad, or ET and WNC, between Johnson City, Tennessee and Lincoln. Both track railroads the same highway with ET and WNC.
Happy 4th of July to you too.
Nos vamos a subir a este y después al otro.
For 4th of July, they have extended hours, so they have more shows. These are the times for the magic show. And these are the show times for the Diamond Lil Skin Review. We'll be probably catching one of each of these shows later on today. Now let's head on up to the country fair and make our way on up to Miners Mountain via the walking trail.
Where I live, not a lot, but like if you go up north to the coast, there are also like pretty good like this. Yeah.
It is. I actually just got off the train before that last one pulled out.
Leave that here. We'll take pictures. There you are.
The especially this Ferris wheel. It's one of the last clutch-driven Ferris wheels in North America. Now let's head on up to some of the newer rides here at Tweetsie. The Drop Tower, the Bullwhip, and Barrels of Fun roller coaster.
However, they can steer so long as an adult has one hand on the wheel at all times to assist them. All children must be seated in a seat and not in a lap. There will be one lap today. During that lap, I do not want to see nothing passing, penalties, swerving, or anything like that.
Here's one of the rides I really like is the Tornado. And the two rides I will not ride. The Drop Tower and the Bullwhip. Yeah, it's a little country fair that they have here at Tweetsie. And there they are preparing the fireworks for tonight's 4th of July fireworks extravaganza. The two newest rides here at the two newest rides here at Tweetsie are the Bullwhip and the Barrels of Fun roller coaster right here. The fireworks are for the 4th of July celebration and the birthday of North America, and as well the birthday of Tweetsie Railroad. Tweetsie Railroad opened up in 1957 on July 4th. This year will be the 60th year of Tweetsie Railroad being in the theme park. As we head on up to the top of the mountain here at Tweetsie, I'll tell y'all a little history about how Tweetsie Railroad actually got here. Number 12, which is the original locomotive that opened up the theme park, was actually a train that ran between Johnson City, Tennessee, and Boone, North Carolina. A total of 66 steep and winding miles in the Blue Ridge Mountains between Johnson City, Tennessee, and Boone, North Carolina. 1940 came along and washed out most of the track to Boone, so they closed the railroad down and scrapped most of the equipment. The only surviving narrow gauge locomotive is locomotive number 12, which here at Tweetsie Railroad they call the Tweetsie engine. In 1957, locomotive number 12 came back to the mountains of the Blue Ridge Mountains and opened up Tweetsie Railroad. Yep, originally called the ET&WNC. Number 12 opened up the park in 1957. At that time, it was only a 1-mile excursion to a little bit past the Frontier Outpost, which is the first hold-up shootout site for the cowboy shows, and backed back down into the station. The way that number 12 actually got its name was by the sound of its whistle echoing through these mountains. Because of its shrill whistle, it sounded like a bird tweeting, I guess. If you look actually down through the trees there, you can see where the old mine site is, but it's now been torn out and something new is going to go there. In 1960, another locomotive was brought in to help number 12, and that locomotive is number 190, the Yukon Queen. Number 190 came from the White Pass and Yukon Railroad up in Alaska. And locomotive number 12 and 190 have been operating here at Tweetsie ever since. Unfortunately, right now, number 12 is out of service for a major restoration. So locomotive number 190 is going to be running all season long. They originally put the 6-chime whistle on her during the opening day. Currently, she has her Crosby 3-chime back on her. I just heard the whistle and they're pulling into the fort right now. Funny that you mention it, how a steam locomotive works. I actually have a video coming out soon about how a steam locomotive works. Sorry if the video is a little shaky, I'm freehanding this. Now I'm crossing the bus route and we'll be crossing the Mouse Mine number 9 tracks. Up here on Miners Mountain, they have the Miners Diner restaurant.
That right there.
And across from the Miners Diner, they have Mountain Ice Cream and the face painting shop.
They got Dippin' Dots at the bottom too, where there's probably not a big line.
Oh, you want to get that one?
It's down.
No, it doesn't. It's not going to be that much. Really?
And here's the mouse mine. Yep, that's the setting of Tweetsie Railroad, where the Wild West comes alive. They have a chairlift up to the top of the mountain. I usually ride it on the way up, but today I didn't feel like it, so I walked on up. But they also have a bus that will take you on up here, and and it stops right at the petting zoo, which we'll go through next. I would say about maybe 3 to 5 feet between chairs, maybe. A petting zoo is basically where kids can come and pet different farm animals. Tweetsie's petting zoo have deer, pygmy goats, burros, miniature horses, emus, and a few other animals as well. And this is the other ride that I'm addicted to, the Tweetsie Twister. Also known as the Scrambler.
We gonna ride that?
You can buy food cones right here for $1 each if you want to feed the animals.
You put any cups where you get out.
Oh my gosh.
$40 bag. A llama.
Now let's head on inside and see the animals. Not really, since it's an open area. Here's one of the animals right here, right at the gate. An alpaca.
Albinos. I don't know what kind of deer they
I didn't get a picture of it.
Oh my gosh!
These are European fallow deer.
Stick it on in there.
Let's see what else we got.
got your phone right here. Yeah, you want to give some to the llamas? Let's go find the llamas.
You already passed one though, Dad.
I know, there's 2 more up here.
Now we're heading over to the pygmy goats. But first, here are some sheep. They're old English baby doll sheep. Well, 190's heading back into town with the train from Fort Boone. There's a goat.
What do you see here?
And here's some African pygmy goats. And here's some Namibian goats as well. And over here they have the miniature horse and the micro mini donkeys. Here's the mini horse. And one of the miniature donkeys. And here's the other miniature donkey right here. And here's the 2 miniature burros that they got. And over here they have the emus.
That's terrifying.
Oops, sorry. And over here we have the turtle and frog pond. Don't know if I can find any turtles in here. Or any frogs. But they have the pygmy goats have a bridge that they can go over into either enclosure. Well, the train's about to pull into town, so let's head on back down into the town of Tweetsie via the walking trail again. And if you can tell, there's a few babies over there. You're welcome. Same here. I love that the sound of that whistle. And here's a hand washing station for the kids. And there's the bus stop and the bus heading back down to the bottom bus station, which is right next to the Pal Saloon.
I need to show you what I found in the...
It's gonna hurt if you do, okay?
And here's the mouse mine. Up on top of the mountain, they have the Country Clogging Jamboree and Hopper and Porter's Musical Celebration. On the way back down to the town of Tweetsie and to the train station, I'll tell you a little history about the locomotive pulling the train today, locomotive number 190, the Yukon Queen. December 7th, 1941, a day which will live in infamy. The Empire of Japan has attacked Pearl Harbor of Hawaii. And it was then discussed that Alaska needed a military highway to help defend the country. So the U.S. Army took over the White Pass and Yukon Railroad and commissioned locomotive number 190 through 200 to be built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works and sent up to Alaska. Number 190 served up in Alaska from 1943 until 1950 when it was retired from active service. In 1960, locomotive number 190 was sold to Tweetsie Railroad and was brought to Tweetsie Railroad and returned to operation. To serve alongside locomotive number 12, the original Tweetsie locomotive. I'll tell you a little history about number 12 right now. From 1918 to 1940, locomotive number 12 ran between Johnson City, Tennessee and Boone, North Carolina, which served the communities surrounding. And in 1940, a hurricane came through and wiped out most of the track heading to Boone. So the line was closed from there. Locomotives number 11, 14, and 9 were all scrapped, leaving locomotive number 12 as the sole survivor. Of the original ET&WNC Railroad. Number 12 was then bought by a group of road enthusiasts in 1940 and moved to Virginia to open up the Shenandoah Central Railroad until another hurricane came through and washed out most of its track. That hurricane's name was Hazel. It was then that the people who bought locomotive number 12 originally, put the locomotive up for auction under the condition it be run and not scrapped. Cowboy actor Gene Autry bought the locomotive, but after realizing how much it would cost to move the locomotive from Virginia all the way over to California, he decided to sell his option to Grover Robbins Jr. of Blowing Rock, North Carolina for $1. And in 1957, Tweetsie Railroad opened up on July 4th, 1957. Both locomotives, number 190 and 12, have been operating here ever since.
No, I don't know how easily to change diaphragm. Three grandbabies, one kid. Yeah, I know. I didn't learn nothing. You'd think after three grandbabies.
And then I looked at the one behind me.
And here we come into view of locomotive number 190, the Yukon Queen.
JK.
Firemen's shoveling coal to feed the fire. Probably after when this train pulls out, I'm going to stop the live stream. I'll probably be going live a little bit later on tonight as well. And that one might be a train trip. I'm actually going to get on the other side of the tracks to the photo spot. Number 190 will use anywhere from 3 to 5 tons of coal a day and up to 5,000 gallons of water a day, making steam to pull the train around the mountain. All aboard the Tweetsie Railroad. Casey Jones, let's ride. Oh, well, a little early. Again, covering in coal smoke.
Let's go get your sister.
Whoa!
Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in a little bit later for another live stream.